Abuja, the city of power, promise, and pulse. A place where cultures meet, stories unfold, and trends are born. Welcome to the Capital City Podcast, your front row seat to the heartbeats of Nigeria's capital. This is more than a podcast. It's a mirror reflecting the brilliance of our people, the energy of our streets, and the ideas shaping our future, from culture and lifestyle to politics, entertainment, and business. We spotlight the dreamers, doers, and difference makers who call Abuja home. Known as the podcast for the youth, this is where young voices are amplified, innovators are celebrated, and the leaders are inspired. Together, we listen, we learn, and we lead the conversation about our city. This is your story, your people, your Abuja, unfiltered and alive. Welcome to the Capital City Podcast. I have a conversation with prominent people today. Today, we're tackling a pressing concern that has everyone on edge, the one chance robberies. Some people have been asking or have been saying, what's this one chance? What's this one chance all about? Don't worry, I have the best guest here, the organizers of the End One Chance campaign, I beg your pardon. Joining us are the passionate organizers behind it. Let's dive in and explore the reality of this threat, and most importantly, learn how to stay safe. Today, I have Joy Orifa, the Chief Operations Officer of Abuja PR, and she's here with her colleague, Cynthia, who is also the Corporate Communications Manager. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling today?
I feel great. It's a cool weather.
I'm so excited that you're my first guest on the Capital City Podcast.
And we're excited to be your first guest.
Yay, thank you. So going straight into it, my listeners are waiting. Tell us all these things about the End One Chance campaign. Could you please introduce yourself and the mission of what One Chance campaign is all about?
All right. Hello, everyone listening. My name is Cynthia Umejiego, and I'm the Corporate Communications Manager for Abuja PR Network. And we are the organizers of the End One Chance in Abuja campaign. The End One Chance in Abuja campaign is a campaign tailored towards curbing the menace, which is called One Chance in Abuja. Because I call it menace because it has become so much of an issue. It affects everyone. You may think it's not something that could affect you, but someone close to you somewhere somehow is or could have been a victim or is a victim, or there's a relationship, there's a connection somewhere somehow. So this campaign started in July when a close friend of the brand actually had someone close to her who was attacked by this One Chance people. She was raped, she was robbed, and it was really crazy. She came to the brand and she was talking about it. Prior to then, though, we get information every other week about people, either someone has been robbed or someone was just dropped off or someone's in the hospital or someone is dead or someone is missing. There were news like that every other week. But, like I said, until it hits so close to home, you would really understand the impact. Because we would report this news and, we keep deliberating, what do we do? What do we do? Until it hits close to home.
That's true.
And then we decided we need to do something, right? We need to draw the attention of the government. We need to draw the attention of the forces and, make them aware just in case. Because if you have your private car, you might not know what is going on. You might not understand the impact of what is going on. And so we decided to start the campaign online first. And then we proceeded to having the awareness work just to make sure that, everybody online and offline sees us and is aware that this is One Chance and we are trying to end this menace called One Chance in Abuja and bring back peace and sanity to our dear city.
I mean, well said regarding the topic. We're trying to talk about the reality of the security of public transportation in Abuja. It's very easy outside the country for you to access the public transportation without, feeling any certain way. A lot of people travel outside the country, Europe, Asia, London. It's very easy for you to boldly say, oh, I'm entering public transport, But the gist is different here in Nigeria, particularly in Abuja. And if to enter we already have the issues with the economy, the issues with making money and all of that. And with the money that you have or you're trying to save, you're like, let me access the public transportation, and there's no security in that, it is a very big problem. And how would you say what would you say you noticed how widespread this situation has been?
Okay. Like I said, we receive information every other week. Out. It's either someone is dead, or someone is injured, or someone is in the hospital, or someone is missing. The missing cases were becoming something else entirely because, we always get posters. Oh, please post this. I'm looking for my brother. I'm looking for my sister. They entered one chance. A lot. Okay, to explain what one chance really is, just in case somebody doesn't understand, it's when unsuspecting passengers get into a car, mostly along, right, public transportation, and they are disguised as normal public transporters going in the direction you are going, but it's a ploy, it's a scam, it's criminals in that car waiting for you to get in, and you become their victim immediately. They sometimes they go with tinted glasses, they would close your mouth, and then they would, beat you up and steal your money and things like that. So we noticed this was becoming an everyday and every week issue, and then it hit home, and we decided we have to do something.
Because from all situations, if this thing started happening outside the city and now it's coming into the main city, because we have major locations like Wuse, Maitama, the Garkis, they are big headquarters for the one chance issue. So I'll bring this back to you, Joy. Can you please introduce yourself and explain to us the psychological problem? Because all these people that are having this, you can listen to what Cynthia said. What are these psychological causes that this one chance can really cost a person?
Okay, so my name is Joy Orifa, and I am the Chief Operations Officer, Abuja PR Network. So actually, psychologically, we have trauma. We find that most of these victims find it difficult to enter public transport after that incident because they're always scared. They're always suspecting any vehicle that comes along. Because these vehicles actually have unsuspecting passengers inside to make you feel comfortable, not knowing that these are part of the cohorts for this attack. And then you go in and then you find yourself in trouble. So we face psychological trauma apart from the loss of money, apart from physical harm, which they get inflicted with, apart from death, the psychological trauma is something that lives with them.
So this is, you agree with me, a national problem.
Definitely.
So what again are the main challenges do you think you faced when trying to raise the awareness of this? Because we have seen that this has been happening for a while. And thankfully to your organization, you started the movement of the campaign. So what are the challenges you faced trying to start it now, and what you have gained since after the campaign?
Okay, so one of the major challenge is getting some people to actually be part of the campaign because the fight against security is not a one person thing.
Absolutely.
So it's a collective thing. Like we have to do it collectively. So you have people feeling like, okay, it can never happen to me, or it has never happened to me, so it's not my business. Forgetting that even if you have a car or you're very wealthy, you have people who work for you and they use public transport. So if it affects them in a way, it still comes back to you. You have a big office and you have staff that actually take public transport, it still comes back to you. And apart from that, we also had issues of fundraising, getting support, because we needed to actually put some things in place to actually help with the campaign and also continue the campaign, but it was quite difficult getting funds for that. So because the campaign, we had to use more of our personal fund and some funds that we got from some well wishers.
Okay, so now I would like to talk about the solutions and advocacy moving forward, because I really liked how you emphasized on the challenges, and we do hope the right people are listening. Each and every one of the listeners here, we're all in Abuja. We know how important it is to have a very safe and secured public transportation. So that's why we're using this platform to kind of highlight and create awareness on that. So it's just briefly, can any one of you tell me the practical steps you think Abuja residents should take in trying to manage the situation, how to avoid it, or whatever? Like, what practical steps can you at least advise, or maybe just one or two, that people should be cautious of?
Okay. First of all, the most important one is if you're taking public transportation, please don't take it from the road side. Go to the park. It might be far from you, and it might be maybe more expensive, 100 naira, 200, but you'd agree with me that that money is your life rather is more valuable than that money. So first of all, first and most important, please don't take taxis from along the road. Go to a park. Two, always be very vigilant. do not get into a taxi and relax and feel like, oh, you're just on your way home. You can now press your phone and, talk to your friend on the phone or something. Be very, very vigilant. Look around you. Make sure that there's somebody probably monitoring your movements. You can share your live location. If you can, take the plate number of the car and make sure that in all that you do, vigilance is very important. Be very, very vigilant. There's more steps that you can take, which we've already shared across our platforms, and you can apply those steps. And it's not 100% guaranteed, obviously, but to an extent,
It's
definitely
better.
helps. Yes.
And just to add to what she just said, let me just quickly share an incident that happened to someone. So she entered the vehicle and it was a one chance vehicle. But what happened was that she wasn't cautious. Now the vehicle took a detour. That is not the normal route the vehicle is supposed to take. But she was just thinking to herself that there's a new road that just opened. Probably that's the road he's taking. She did not say anything. She did not raise awareness. And if she had done that, she would have actually saved herself, because at some point they noticed she was a bit jitty and they had to like stop to pick somebody, but they did not pick the person, so she could actually stop at that point. So vigilance is very, very important, and please try to take painted taxis.
Yes.
Very important.
Okay, just quickly, what would you say is the role of law enforcement? What role should they play? We're talking about the police, the civil society. What exactly should the police do to try and help manage the situation? Because there's a difference between what is on paper and what is realistic. So what is the realistic thing that police or the law enforcement can actually carry out? I know you gave a good example of saying patent taxes. So we know there are unions. They all have their unions. So why are we still having this issue of one chance? And what role can the law enforcement take to help curtail this?
Okay.
Any one of you?
So it's pertinent to note that we got the support of the police PPRO, and that was actually a very huge support.
Amazing.
It really, really helped the campaign. But now we have hotspots. These are areas whereby this crime is prevalent. So the police could set up checkpoints, and not just checkpoints that last for like 1 hour or 2 hours or for a particular time. They could have like rotational checkpoints whereby they could do like breaks. So if this person is closing, another person can take over. Because once there are checkpoints to actually check these cars that are passing this high risk areas, to actually try to deter these criminals.
I'm going to create a scenario, and you quickly tell us the best action and the worst action. I have 2 scenarios here, but because of time, I will just go in with one. So the first scenario, it's late at night, and you need to get from Wuse to Garki. A taxi pulls up, but there are 2 men already in the back seats. Best action, Joy. What's the best action that she
Do not go in. Trust me, do not go in. Look for the nearest park. Luckily, Wusi has a park. I will go to that park and enter from the park.
How do you get to that park?
Now, that's the thing. The Wusi market itself, there is a park at the Wusi market to wherever you're going to. Or there are even taxis that will take you to the next junction to where you're going to. For example, Duse Park closes by 6 o'clock. But there is a taxi that will take you from Wusi to Bega. There's Bega Park that could actually take your taxi from Bega. So do not go in. Trust me.
Cynthia, worst action? What about you?
I'm so tired. I'm gonna get it.
That's genuinely the worst action. Then the last one, you are using a ride app. The car that arrives is a different model and has a different license plate, especially for all of us that like requesting the ride apps. So what is the best action? Cynthia?
I'm going to ask. I'm not going to enter. I'm sorry, because I'm going to verify from my phone. It's not the same thing, so I'm not going to go with you. I don't trust.
And then Joy, worst action?
Worst action is getting in, but definitely, if you get in, you might be gone.
Thank you very much, ladies. And now we are soon going to run up this conversation. The line, once again, is open for you to call or send in your comment. 080-5682-6499. And there you have it. We have a caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening, sir. You're on to the Capital City podcast.
Yeah, it's a very good topic about one stop. I think the solution to it from extent
is an expensive solution.
if you can have bus stop and camera in the bus stop, you pick from the bus stop and only drop from the bus stop.
Very
Like
true.
say, at the time you are picking, the camera sees. And when you are dropping the person, the camera sees. If you pick somebody and along the line, it,
Oh,
the person
okay.
lost on me.
Oh.
Hello? We are losing him a little. Okay.
What all the please? This one,
Okay.
this Agboro, Mr. Agboro.
Agbero, absolutely. Agbero, for the listeners, means thugs.
There are Agboros in the in contact with them.
Mm.
When you think that if I like to come in Abuja, at least I know you know what happened last week with Agboro at Mabushi.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for that great addition, because there's a difference between the one chance that you're inside the car and they will kidnap you, and then the Aberos on the road that will genuinely harass you, that will just snatch. I think they call them snatchers, or the street name is some Aberos are snatchers and some Aberos are genuinely just, trying to help organize the bus stop situation. But 5 out of 10, it's really a criminal situation. So thank you very much to my amazing guests.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being the first on the Capital City podcast. Thank you so much to my listeners, our viewers. Don't forget that you can join in, stay updated with us on our social media platforms. IG at New Door Studios. Our phone numbers are there. And of course, on YouTube for this video footage, same name, same handle at New Door Studios. And now, to end this, I'll say it's been an honor and a privilege for me to start this. Big, big appreciation and gratitude to Ray Power FM. Thank you for being innovative and being open-minded for this youth podcast. We can't wait to see what we will do with this show, what we will offer. And most importantly, to our listeners, stay tuned, because it's about to be a best ride. See you next time. And from me, it's bye.